Hello, I'm Jacob from Ikonart, and today I'm going to show you the exposure process for our Ikonart stencil. So good exposure starts with good artwork. Good artwork has good crisp edges and really deep, dark, dense areas. A way to tell good density is simply just to take your artwork, hold it up to the light. Ideally, your dark areas won't allow any light to pass through, and it'll give you a good exposure. We have two offerings for artwork. First, we have our laser printer offering. This is for laser printers. It accepts toner. We can print on either side. Our second offering is for inkjet printers. The inkjet printer is a little bit trickier in that one side will receive the ink, the other side will not. The way to tell that is the ink receptive side, the side you want to print on, is a little bit duller and a little bit rougher if you run your thumb along it. The other side is shinier, a little bit smoother. That's the back side. Make sure you're printing on the dull, rough side. Now, once we have our artwork printed, we're going to take it over to our exposure unit. So our exposure unit is right here. One of the keys to this exposure unit is this black cardboard sheet that comes in your box. The purpose of this is to get rid of the reflection of the stand. Without the reflection, we'll have a better exposure, your stencil will work better and look cleaner. So we will take our film out of the packaging, making sure that we seal that back up so the rest of our film does not get exposed while we're working with it. So to expose our film, we will line up our artwork in the direction that you want it to read when you are stenciling it. So here now you can read it, that's the correct way. We'll put this directly underneath the center of our light. That's where we're going to get the best exposure. The other critical piece to this is this clear cover sheet. It comes in your film packaging. It's very useful. What we're going to do with it is place this over top of our artwork. And what we're doing now is simply flattening that artwork against our film, leaving less gap there, and it's going to give us a better exposure. Since we're using the inkjet film, we're going to have a 35-second exposure. I've got my timer set. I'll start my light and hit start on my timer. So what's happening here is the dark areas of our image are blocking the UV light. The UV light is hitting everywhere else and causing the stencil to harden and be water resistant. The areas that are blocked by the light are still water soluble. So when we are done here, we take it to our sink. That's the areas that'll wash out and leave you with your nice clean stencil. Once it's done, we'll turn our light off. And now we can take this film and go wash it out. If you are having trouble getting fine detail to come out, we do have one trick, and that is mirroring your artwork before you print it. So if you have something like this that's very fine detail, you have letters so you want them to read the right way, the way you will do that is mirror it when you print it. And so when you place it on your film, it will be placed with your ink side down. This means that the ink and the film are in closer contact, will have a better image, sharper lines, you'll be able to resolve fine details. Some of you might have smaller images that aren't going to take up a whole sheet of film, and that's okay. There's a great way to use this. So what we can do, we can take our sheet of film and the image that we want. This is a smaller image. And I can simply cut out the film that I'm going to need to use for it. Now this piece of film is still good. We can put this back in our bag and use it at a later time. This I would take over to the exposure unit, expose it, wash it out, and now we have our image on an appropriate size piece of film. I hope this video was informational. If you have any questions, leave them in the comments. Thank you for watching. How do I want to intro this? That was stupid. Forgot to put it back in the package. I don't know what to do for a sign off. Let's start over. Did I miss anything?